Smita Kumar, and you're watching MediCircle. As we all are doing different series on different kinds of diseases, ailments, at the same time, we are speaking to a lot of entrepreneurs, especially from the healthcare fraternity, to know more about their journey and how they rose to success and what was their success mantra. Especially if you are a woman entrepreneur, the journey is not that easy and there are a lot of obstacles. But yes, definitely there are conquerors who have definitely defined a path for themselves. Around the globe, around 1/3 of the entrepreneurial ventures are run by women entrepreneurs due to economic progress, better access to education, urbanization, and also the spread of liberal and democratic culture, which is being recognized by the society. There has been a spurt in women entrepreneurship in India also. Gradually but steadily, world over, women entrepreneurs have emerged as successful entrepreneurs. Women-owned business enterprises are playing a prominent role in the society, inspiring others, especially women startups and women entrepreneurs, because they are finally generating more employment opportunities in the country, and also they are making their life successful, and at least entire family is getting benefited from that. The increasing presence of women as entrepreneurs is also bringing a lot of change in the business and the economic growth of the country. We at MediCircle are conducting the Top Women Entrepreneurs of Healthcare series to showcase such inspirational female role models on a revolutionary journey. I'm Smita Kumar. Being the founder of MediCircle, it's quite a good example because here you can see that there are two women entrepreneurs speaking to each other and trying to know what is that factor and that never say die attitude, which is keeping us alive. And despite all the problems, we are still heading bang on, and despite all the obstacles, we are still trying to reach the dreams and reach the position in our lives. Today, we are going to speak to Dr. Seema Gupta. She has over 25 years of experience in managing hospitals, which covers a wide spectrum of activities such as hospital design, planning, and also integrated information technology with a special expertise in HIS systems. That's hospital information systems, operational processes, re-engineering for improved performance in quality, revenue, and utilization, and for that better patient experience. Her roles in the recent years have included the CEO at Apollo Health and Lifestyle Limited, and also Asia's largest provider in the tertiary, secondary, and primary care diagnostic hospitals. As the founder and managing director of Arya Hospital Management Consultancy, she has undertaken various assignments such as setting up global hospitals, a 350-bed tertiary hospital care in Parade, and other hospitals, also 6 district hospitals in Tamil Nadu. So welcome to MediCircle, Dr. Seema Gupta.
Hello, hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, and what a coincidence, two women entrepreneurs are speaking on the Top Women Entrepreneur series.
Absolutely, and that on a Friday evening, so that makes it more impressive.
Definitely, definitely. So to begin with, Dr. Seema, what is your contribution towards the healthcare industry as an entrepreneur, especially as a woman entrepreneur?
So my space is hospitals and healthcare, and I began as an entrepreneur, as a private practitioner and medical consultant at a teaching hospital. I moved to being an employee for a short while. I worked with some of the top Indian hospital chains and international contract research organizations. Moved back to being an entrepreneur, where I started my own firm. It manages hospitals. I am basically a hospital scar doctor. My expertise remains in planning and operationalizing new hospitals, reviving stagnating hospitals that we have a lot of recently. There was a slowdown in healthcare for a short while.
Yes.
And I specialize in areas that focus on quality, accreditation, revenue utilization. It could be a department, it could be a unit, it could be a brand new clinic, it could be a chain of diagnostics. So yeah, some of our happy clients have been Apollo Life and Health, the government of Himachal Pradesh, the government of Tamil Nadu, even the HIS providers such as Wipro, Hewlett Packard, Salucro from US, Pulse for Frame, ICT, This has been a journey that evolved naturally because I went from being a practitioner, that's the bottom end, to being somebody who manages business. I understood it better because I'd been on both the sides. It was easier for me as a doctor to be able to get compliance or understand the issues. Being a woman helped because hospitals always has had a good representation of women, particularly in the administrative areas. I mean, nurses have always been women. Uh, it's been not as difficult as it would have been maybe in another firm. I don't know about the other verticals that might have it, but I found it that being a woman entrepreneur in healthcare, I think is slightly easier than being a woman entrepreneur outside healthcare.
Definitely.
Also, I was in a niche area, so that helped as well.
Definitely. So, like, entrepreneurship has its own struggles, and being a woman entrepreneur definitely adds to it. So, but what do you think are the advantages, rather than, we know that there are a lot of disadvantages also being a woman entrepreneur, but times are changing. So, but let's see on the other positive picture, like what is the advantages of being a woman entrepreneur?
Yeah, I would gladly say that being a woman entrepreneur has helped. I travel extensively, both abroad and within India. In fact, you can see my suitcase is already packed and kept here. As you can see, that's behind me. Uh, I During my travels as a woman, especially one in a sari and who travels alone quite often, I always find that I'm accorded uh, extra respect, um, greater facilitations, and more care than I see men get. That's always a plus. Um, Also, with being a woman entrepreneur, I find that doors to decision makers and higher ups open much quicker as well. And very frankly, they're held open for much longer than they would be for a man. That definitely works for you. The financial aspect of taking a decision to become an entrepreneur as opposed to being a salaried thing, I think was relatively easier for me since I come from a two-income family. Having said that, I'm sure if my husband made the same decision and I was a salaried thing, maybe it's a two-income thing, but I think being a woman helped me take that option without thinking as hard I would have if I was a single income unit.
Surely. So, but as there are different uh, like attributions, and plus there are different kinds of milestones what you keep for yourself and you keep on your journey. So, like, what has been the biggest challenge and also the biggest, motivation in your journey? Because see, HIS is also very fragmented, and again, healthcare is also very much fragmented, and there is no standardization. So it has got its own challenges. So, what has been the biggest challenge and the biggest motivation in your journey?
Surprisingly, my biggest challenge has been the limitations I placed on my own ambitions. You, they were based on reason, prudence, and I had thought this through. But the risks that I didn't take and the what ifs remain as regrets. I think risk taking would have normally been higher if I had to do the same thing.
Definitely.
And that was one of the biggest, I think, challenge. My The fear of failure is the first thing that went out, particularly one of losing face or being embarrassed. And that was a great liberator. I mean, that made a change in how I function. That was the challenge that I actually had to overcome. That would probably be the biggest challenge. As far as the motivators are concerned, the struggle, the joy of a good struggle, that exhilaration that you have working or enjoying your work, and when you achieve that well-run successful hospital or clinic and it's high quality and people appreciate it, that's the motivator. It's a high that keeps you going.
Surely. So one thing, Dr. Seema, like, see, as we women always try to multitask, be gods, and be present everywhere. It is definitely a difficult task because, see, we are managing families, we are managing organizations, extensive traveling is there, communication, there are so many things. So at any point of time, like if you feel low, so what drives you, and what keeps you busy, and what keeps you hooked to your goals?
I think it comes from really liking my work and liking who I am when I'm working. I can say, my family is great, and I've had tremendous support from both my parents and my in-laws. They've been fabulous. My husband's been absolutely amazing. Uh, but this comes from within. If I didn't want to do this as badly, I wouldn't have done. I could have had the same set of parents and in-laws and my husband and children, and I would have still not been able to do that. Sure. I just wanted. I think it comes from there. You want to do this for yourself because it makes you feel good about yourself.
Definitely.
And it earns you money. One thing I think, my father was ex-Air Force and one thing was clear, that you make your own way in the world and you don't depend on a man or anybody else. Forget man, anybody else for the money that you want. I think that's a big part.
Surely. So that's a words of wisdoms, because especially for women entrepreneurs, the journey has never been easy. But definitely there are some women entrepreneurs who have proved that this is completely wrong, and they are doing extremely good in their own things. But the fear of being losing out, or the fear of failure, the fear of fear of being judged, the fear of not being everywhere at the same time, the fear of not being the perfectionist. Actually, there are a lot of fears for so many women entrepreneurs. So any message you would like to give to all those women entrepreneurs who are watching this video at MediCircle, to inspire them and at least make them come out of their shells and find out that single reason which can make them happy from within, and it's actually going to make everyone happy who's around you.
So I'm going to tell you two things. One is a slightly higher level one, and one is very basic. You get only one life. You have to live your own life. You have to be the heroine of your own life. Nobody else can be that, and nobody else should be that. The small thing is, don't multitask. It's a bad idea. When you're doing something, do it with all your heart. Ignore everything else. Your kids will be fine. Your kitchen will be fine. And when you're with your kids, your work will be fine. Focus on what you're doing and enjoy that.
Surely. Coincidentally, that's my WhatsApp tag, that you have just one life. Either you can enjoy or you deliver. It's your choice. So it's like, fellow women entrepreneurs, we also are on the same page. So this is a big shout out to all women entrepreneurs who are watching this video. Kindly try to come out of your shells and try to find that one single reason that makes you happy from within. Thank you so much, Dr. Seema Gupta, for joining us today at the Top Women Entrepreneur series here at MediCircle. We aim that we are able to inspire other women entrepreneurs like you who are trying to reach at the top and who are trying to do some different thing and find happiness from within. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Seema.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.